Today, we're going to witness the case of Lisa McKinney, who dragged her casual zing Kyle Smith to court over this child support case.
Okay, Miss McKinney,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, I am here to try to recoup costs that I've incurred with my daughter.
All right.
One look at her face and we can tell she's not here to pass the time.
She's 9 years old. She's been with me since birth, and I'm paying for everything. I've been doing it all on my own.
All right.
Without a problem, but I've been doing it all on my own.
All on my own without a problem. Funny how that changed the second she slapped a child support case on her ex.
And you said your daughter's 9.
Yes.
Is she involved in any type of extracurricular activities? That word always messes me up.
Yes, ma'am. Basketball, track and field, and tennis.
Whoa, that's a lot for one parent to handle alone. Surely the daughter's father chipped in to help, right?
All right. Does dad pay for any of those?
No, ma'am.
How much are the fees associated annually with each one of those?
Annually, probably roughly $4,700.
Quite shocking, the single mom's covering it all, because that's a fortune burned just for these activities.
So what is the backstory? I mean, she's 9, so were you all in a relationship previously? Like what happened?
We were in a situationship for a weekend.
Oh, calling it a situationship? How clever. Because why bother with an actual relationship when you can slap on a label that means absolutely nothing?
What in the world is that?
Well, it was a little bit more than a one-night stand. It lasted approximately 72 hours. I was on business in Washington, D.C., and he was there for a teachers' conference.
So, a so-called situationship turned into a full-blown child support battle over a 9-year-old.
I met him at a nightclub.
Ooh,
and
I need to be careful what I ask.
well, listen, the night grew long, and things happened within the next 72 hours. So,
Oh, your night with your ex was like a romance novel? Must have been a real page-turner. Just dying to hear the plot twist that landed her in court.
You just literally had the baby, no help from him, nothing like that. Did he show up at the hospital?
no, he was late.
Late to his own daughter's birth? Maybe he was too busy polishing that Dad of the Year trophy he never actually won.
Okay. So did you all have a DNA test done?
No.
Does he know he's the father?
He doesn't think that he is, and he's the only Caucasian that I've ever been with, so.
No wonder that guy's dodging the girl. Is this how we're deciding parenthood now? Just pick the man who looks the most similar and call it a day. Brilliant.
Okay. So that's where the issue lies then. He doesn't
Basically.
believe he's the father, which is why he hasn't given you any money.
But he sent text messages, and he sent happy birthdays, things
Okay.
of that nature. How is she doing?
Oh, so she's decided it's the man's daughter just because of a how do you do?
Let me just start off by saying that most of what she said is essentially true.
Okay.
Although there's some giant omissions in there and some things that you need to take into account to get the full picture.
At least he dared to admit where he was wrong and the woman was right, something that might be missing in Miss McKinney's statement.
Okay. So after you found out she was pregnant, what happened?
Well, first let me add some context to everything before I answer that, Your Honor.
Has the man started talking about it? It looks like we'll finally get the full picture here, guys.
She works for the federal government. I'm a teacher. I'm a high school teacher. She
Okay.
makes significantly more money than I do. I make about $60,000 a year. I don't know the exact figure of her annual income, but I know it's a lot more than that.
Hold on, mate. Being skint doesn't give you a free pass on parenting. Just because your wallet's feeling light doesn't mean you vanish from the picture.
She's in far better position to support her daughter than I would be, and what she's asking for.
You
for
said
me-
her daughter, so you truly don't believe this is your child?
I am willing to accept that it may be, but we've not done a DNA test.
Oh, he's all for being a dad, just as long as there's a receipt.
What she said about being only with one Caucasian man, I have no way of knowing if that's true. She's lied before to me. So don't take, she was honest with a lot of the stuff she said fairly, but here's a big thing she forgot to mention.
Yeah, he can toss that excuse right in the bin. But hold on, looks like he's been sitting on something big this whole time. Is he finally about to spill?
I have a son of my own. I have a newborn son, and with my fiance.
Congratulations.
What does that have to
much.
do with this?
This is
Well,
what it has.
I allowed you
Okay.
the opportunity to speak. This is his time.
Yes,
And now
ma'am.
I asked you, was there anything else you needed me to know before I moved over to
But I
you?
already know he's gonna push my buttons.
Okay.
Ah, classic. She had the whole stage to herself, but the moment he started talking, she magically transformed into the queen of interruptions. What a talent.
Is your child,
Right.
she still doesn't need to get money from you?
In my opinion, what she's doing here right now has nothing to do with needing money. It has to do with jealousy. She's trying to interfere with my relationship with my new son and my fiance.
Oh, absolutely. That seems so likely. And judging by her expression, it looks like every button has been pushed. She's about 2 seconds away from having a full meltdown.
Baby, I
By
care
bringing-
less about that, okay? Two things for certain, one for sure. I care less about that.
Excuse me. I
I'm
thought we
sorry.
weren't going to allow him to
It's-
push your buttons.
I
Thank
left
you.
one button out. I'm
I've
sorry.
got buttons.
Thank
Well,
you.
I've gathered all my buttons and you ain't gonna push
Well,
them.
you
I've got a
know,
whole control panel.
excuse
nobody
me,
asked you
excuse
that.
me.
She's squirming like she's sitting on hot coals. The funny thing is, she's not hurting him one bit. If anything, he's having a right laugh watching her fume from the inside out.
So this is what we are going to do. We are going to reset this pending DNA results. Now,
The judge finally had enough of the back and forth and decided to lay down the law. No more nonsense.
if for any reason the child does come back, well, the DNA test does come back and you are the father, you will have to start paying child support being ordered today, all right?
Sounds like a good plan to me. But wait, the man has some thoughts to share with the court in response.
We were in what amounted to a long one-night stand. We never committed to ourselves to each other. I wasn't even aware that she gave birth until like a week after it happened.
Lies.
No,
Hold up a second. Wasn't she just saying he knew about the daughter but showed up late and asked for her whenever it suited him? Quite the plot twist there.
To your point, I was looking here through this Texas family code looking for where it says that you have to be in a relationship with somebody to not have to pay child support, and it doesn't exist.
Well, that's the law, isn't it? Unless he's got some secret legal cheat code to dodge responsibility, he might as well spill it now.
Birth control or not, a 9-year-old child is here. These are the facts. A 9-year-old child is here who deserves support, not only from her mother, but from her potential father as well.
Give it up, mate. The judge ain't buying those flimsy excuses. Your pleas mean nothing compared to your possible daughter's well-being, and you ought to know that by now.
So we are going to reset this matter, get some DNA testing done. So to my original thought, if you are the father, you will start paying child support being ordered as of today, all right? If he is not the father, you can come back to court and petition.
Simple as that. The DNA test will settle everything. Smart move by the judge. Let the facts do the talking. Now it all boils down to the results.
So let me go ahead and tell you what the results say.
All right.
get it over with.
All
You need a drum
right.
roll?
All right. It looks like baby McKinney, because we can't say a child's name.
Right.
Miss McKinney seemed to be enjoying every second of the drama, but not for long.
There is no probability he can be the father.
What did you say?
You hear that?
What'd you say, y'all?
You
Never-
laughed at that.
Remember
No,
when you
I didn't hear.
Oh, let me say it a
I'm
little
the
louder.
only white person she's been with.
There is
Remember that?
no probability that he is the father.
Well, she ain't laughing now, is she?
Okay, so first of all, no disrespect to you, but the letter looks a little sketchy.
Oh, now the letter's sketchy all of a sudden? We all know a turncoat when we see them.
At this rate, we're not getting anywhere. I've already said what the results were, which means I'm dismissing this case.